The Bombardier Challenger 3500 is way more than just a name, and we're here to show you exactly why. This jet isn't just any mid-sized business flyer, it's a shake-up in comfort, performance, and luxury. But you know, the magic is really in the details. So, how about we dive deep and uncover what makes it stand out? In today's video, we're going to break it all down and give you the inside scoop. So, without further ado, let's jump right in. Design. The Bombardier Challenger 3500 really shows off how much Bombardier digs into the details and loves shaking things up with some fresh design moves. This jet is about taking you to your destination with style and a bit of flair that turns heads on the tarmac. This beauty is all about that high wing setup, which isn't just for show. It boosts the plane's aerodynamic efficiency, making for a ride that's not only smoother but also quieter. The wings are a masterpiece on their own, with a sleek, swept-back look and winglets that cut down on drag, saving on fuel without skimping on performance. Then there's the fuselage, a smart combo of cutting-edge composites and sturdy aluminum alloys. This blend is the secret sauce for balancing strength and lightness, upping the ante on both performance and fuel economy. And those windows, they're huge and totally a statement piece. Besides looking awesome, they pull in so much sunlight and give you views that'll make your Instagram pop. Compared to other mid-sized jets, these windows are like your personal widescreen to the world. Even the landing gear got a glow-up. It's sturdy and tucks away nicely, so your takeoffs and landings are as smooth as butter. Plus, it keeps things quiet inside, so you can enjoy some peace and quiet up in the clouds. Size-wise, the Challenger 3500 is pretty majestic, stretching over 68 feet long, with a wingspan just shy of 64 feet and standing tall at over 20 feet. With its sleek lines and that high-wing design, this jet is a statement. Cabin. Walking into the Bombardier Challenger 3500's cabin is like stepping into a swanky, flying living room that's got it all: comfort, style, and all the tech you could ask for. Once you're inside, you're greeted by a space that's not only huge, but also decked out to the nines. We're talking room for up to 10 people, depending on how it's set up. Whether you're flying for work, kicking back, or a bit of both, there's plenty of room to stretch your legs and relax. Now, the real shake-up here is the flat floor, and enough headroom to stand up straight. Pair that with seats wrapped in hand-stitched leather that you can twist, tilt, or flatten out, and you've got yourself comfort for days, no matter how long the flight. But it's not just about feeling good, it's about looking good too. With top-notch materials everywhere you look, think rich woods and shiny metals, every inch of this cabin screams high-end. Plus, those windows are massive, perfectly placed so the cabin's flooded with natural light, and every single one of us gets a personal sky view show. Pretty epic, right? But let's not forget the galley's kitted out to serve up anything from a quick snack to a gourmet meal. Got work to do or in the mood for a movie marathon? The in-flight entertainment's got you covered with big screens and speedy Wi-Fi. And if you need a minute to yourself, the bathroom feels more boutique hotel than airplane, complete with all the fancy touches. Oh, and don't sweat the luggage, there's more than enough space for all our stuff. So, yeah, flying in the Challenger 3500 is kind of the ultimate way to get around. But before we continue on to the next section of the Bombardier Challenger 3500, why not hit that subscribe button and tune in to Opulent Oasis? By doing so, you can always get some fresh updates about the latest in the aviation world. Without further ado, let's get back into it. Avionics Suite. Diving into the cockpit of the Bombardier Challenger 3500 is like stepping onto the set of a Star Wars film. This place is decked out with an avionics suite that's pretty much the brain behind making flights smooth, safe, and downright futuristic. The star of the show? The Bombardier Vision flight deck. We're talking huge, crystal-clear LCD screens that lay all the flight and nav info out so neatly, it's a breeze to understand. And with touchscreen controls taking over the old button and switch setup, the cockpit's looking sleeker and way more streamlined. The coolest gadget here has to be the fly-by-wire tech. It swaps out old manual controls for a snazzy electronic interface, giving pilots a tighter grip on the aircraft's moves, easing their workload, and upping the safety game. For those of us kicking back in the cabin, it means we're in for a smoother ride. Think less shaking, more relaxing. And the synthetic vision system? It's like giving the plane a magic wand, creating a 3D view of the world outside, so pilots have a clear picture even when the weather decides to throw a curveball. It's especially handy for those moments of takeoff and landing, when seeing is everything. The weather radar is another gem, zapping back real-time updates to dodge those bumpy weather patches, ensuring we glide through the skies with minimal fuss. The communication gear on board is nothing to sneeze at either, keeping the cockpit crew connected with lightning-fast data and voice links. Then there's the safety tech, like having a couple of guardian angels on board. With the traffic collision avoidance system and the terrain awareness and warning system, the Challenger 3500 has all the bells and whistles to avoid unexpected aerial meet and greets and ensure we stay a safe distance from the ground. Performance. From the start, we've already established that the Bombardier Challenger 3500 is the jet that's got everyone talking, because it's like the Alas card of mid-sized jets, blending speed, range, and fuel efficiency in a way that just makes sense. Under the hood, it's rocking a couple of Honeywell HTF 7000 engines. These bad boys crank out over 7,000 pounds of thrust each, which means this jet doesn't just move, it flies, thinking of zipping from coast to coast or even hopping from New York to LA. The Challenger 3500 has got you covered, cruising at a cool Mach 0.83. However, it's not just fast, it can go the distance too. 3,400 nautical miles worth of distance. Imagine jet setting from London to Dubai without stopping. Pretty sweet, right? And for those of us who like to skip the usual hubs and hit up more unique spots, this jet can access airports that others can't. That means more freedom to choose your perfect destination. Climbing to cruising altitude feels like a breeze, cutting down our weight to hit that smooth ride zone. Plus, being in a rush doesn't mean burning through fuel. Thanks to some smart design and those efficient engines, the Challenger 3500 is like a fuel-sipping economy car in the body of a luxury sports car. It goes far without demanding frequent fill-ups. Operating costs. Jumping into the world of the Bombardier Challenger 3500, we're looking at not just any purchase, but a serious investment. Think of it as the ultimate in luxury, convenience, and top-notch performance. So, what's the damage for one of these beauties? We're talking around $26.7 million off the shelf. But as with anything custom, the final tag can swing up or down based on what you want to add on. Special features, bespoke interiors, you name it. If you're eyeing something that's had a bit of air under its wings already, the price for a pre-loved Challenger 3500 can vary. It all depends on its backstory, how many hours it's clocked, how well it's been taken care of, and the usual wear and tear. But buying is just the start. Running one of these isn't exactly pocket change. There's fuel to think about, and despite its slick fuel efficiency, flying around can add up, especially with fuel prices the way they are. For every hour you're up in the sky, expect to shell out about $1,000 just on gas. Then there's keeping it in tip-top shape. Maintenance isn't cheap, and depending on how much you fly and how old your jet is, you could be looking at anywhere from $400,000 to $800,000 a year. And that's before we even get into insurance, which can set you back $20,000 to $40,000 annually, not to mention paying your crew. A top-notch pilot could cost you up to $120,000 a year, and that's not counting a co-pilot or any other crew you might need on board. Oh, and you'll need a place to park your shiny jet. Hangar fees can vary a lot depending on where you are, but ballpark you're looking at a few grand a month for a cozy spot in the hangar. All in, flying your own Challenger 3500 might run you about $2,500 to $3,500 for every hour you're enjoying those skies. So yeah, owning one of these is a commitment, but for those in the know, it's worth every penny for the freedom, luxury, and sheer joy it brings to jet setting. As we reach the end, keep your eyes peeled for our next journey into the luxe life of private flying. And hey, if you're digging what you're seeing, go ahead and hit that like button, share the love, and don't forget to subscribe to Opulent Oasis for all the latest and greatest in high-flying reviews and news.